Welcome to the great outdoors. Today we're talking about the nature of creativity and how using creativity benefits your mental health. Hi everyone, I'm Jodi. I'm an art therapist and service provider for a program of the United Way of Door County called CreativeSTRIDE. Our mission is to empower Door County students and their families through creativity and wellness education. Now, often as an art therapist, I talk to people about what art therapy is, and they'll say, "That sounds great, but creativity is not for me. I'm not a creative person." And I say, "What? Of course you're creative. We are all creative." So in today's video, we're going to redefine creativity so that you can give yourself permission to be creative, because creativity actually benefits your mental health. Let's talk about how we define creativity. I think often we associate creativity with being good at something artistic, like painting or making music. And then we compare ourselves to someone who's better at doing that than we are, and then we say to ourselves, well, we're not creative. But I'm here to tell you that creativity has a much broader definition, and in fact, it means to bring something new into the world that didn't exist before. So creativity often is about ideas. Creativity relates to problem-solving skills. Creativity relates to being resourceful. I can tell you that oftentimes in the school setting, some of the most creative things that are happening may not be in an art studio where people are learning technical skills about how to paint, but it might instead be in the shop class, or at college level, maybe in the science lab. And also, some of the most creative people I know are like farmers and people who live in a rural place where they don't have access to buying something, and they have to fix like a motor with a plastic bottle, a piece of gum, and a shoestring. Now, how creative is that? Let's explore 3 ways that creativity can benefit your mental health. The first way is that it offers you a new perspective. Related to problem solving and resourcefulness, creativity allows you to step outside of your patterned way of thinking, to think outside of the box, to look broadly at life's challenges and opportunities. Second, as they say, and this is related actually to making art, that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Creativity allows you to express yourself through images and objects, and they can express things that seem really complicated when they're in your mind. So you might not even be able to identify how you feel because it seems so jumbled. But when you get it out of the head and onto paper or into physical form, it's easier to talk about and sort through. Finally, the act of creativity actually has a calming effect on your brain and nervous system. So while you're focusing on making your piece out here, your brain slips into a wave pattern that's very much like meditation. So it generates an electrical pattern that's associated with feeling calm. Meanwhile, your heart and breath rates lower, which are normally elevated if you're feeling stressed or anxious. And finally, your body decreases its production of the stress hormone cortisol. All 3 of these things leave you feeling more grounded, more in control of what seems uncontrollable in life, and ultimately calmer and more at ease. Today we're going to talk about how to use nature to express your creativity. So let's head on over to a picnic table. We'll go for a little walk. And I wanted to share this incredible view. This is up near Gills Rock in northern Door County, and it's just a beautiful day. Cold and windy, but totally worth the little field trip. Today's activity is to make a mandala, and a mandala is essentially just a circle. And then you get to put stuff inside the circle. Now, even if you can't draw or you don't like to draw, you can still doodle or scribble inside of the circle. And this has benefits because as you're working, remember, your body will start to switch its brainwave patterns and then decrease the production of a stress hormone. So it doesn't matter if you make something realistic or if you're just doing little patterns, those benefits will still be the same. Now here are some ways that you can approach doing a mandala. First, obviously you have the piece of paper and you can just doodle within the inside. The second way is to think of your 2 or 3 most prominent emotions and divide the mandala into pieces, for example, of a pie. I have this sort of sideways piece symbol thing. The size of your pie pieces can relate to how much you're feeling those things. Then, inside of each pie piece, you can use line and color to express that emotion. I just took a few minutes to do my pie pieces, and I have smiley face in yellow, which represents feeling happy and excited because it's sunny today and I'm outside in a really cool place. And then I have a larger piece that even though I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling kind of stressed and worried. So this is like some red scribble and orange lines. So I'm thinking, when is this pandemic going to end? And I have work due and there's just a lot of outside pressures. And then opposite that, I did these green lines. They're like teeth because I've been really hungry lately. Hunger is not really an emotion, but it is something that I'm feeling. Of course, I had teeth because of chewing and also because my stomach is rumbling a lot. It's just one way that you can do a mandala that's actually really great, especially if you do it with other family members, to just do a check-in emotionally how everyone is doing. This can even be part of a talking stick activity if you viewed the previous talking stick video of just simply going around and sharing, naming feelings of the mandala as you pass the stick. Now, if you don't have art supplies to express your creativity, that's okay. One of my favorite ways to be creative is to use items found in nature. So you can choose to do your mandalas using really cool things that you find in a park or at the beach. Here are some materials that I found, just some pebbles, stones, cedar blossoms, cedar leaves, and my favorite, always, the acorn top. So to do a nature mandala, just go for a walk and gather materials that you find on the ground and just shape them into some sort of cool looking circle. So here I'm just doing these stones. I'm going to add the cedar blossoms. It's super duper cold, my hands are numb. But ideally it would be a little bit warmer and you could be very detailed with this. You could do these as large as you want. You could pick flowers, grasses, and leaves. And know that as you're doing this, that your body is actually measurably going to become calmer. Nature mandalas are super fun to do in your backyard, on a porch, at a park, but one of my favorite places to do them is at the beach. Whether or not you think of yourself as artistic, give yourself permission to be creative. It offers some wonderful benefits to your mental health.